Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Ashley, this is Smoked Eyes and Loud Lips, and over here we talk about eyeshadow, lipstick, blush and everything else in between. I'm very excited. First of all, it's been a while. How are you? I've been extremely busy, hence the reason I haven't posted anything. Hence the reason I haven't put anything on YouTube for a while, except for shorts. Long form content is my passion. I love it. I sit and binge it. I'm definitely more interested in YouTube than I am Instagram. I'm hoping this is going to record okay because I've got my microphone on and it's underneath me chilling. It's annoying us a little bit. I am going to get a new microphone so I can just have it on the desk so I don't have to worry about knocking it, because sometimes it rubs against me top or my hair rubs against it and it makes lots of noise and I hate it. So I'm hoping it sounds okay. If it doesn't, I'll just have to roll with it. I wonder if there's anything else I could attach it to. Not really. Hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully. So this time around, I have got the Oden's Eye Helaween collection with Angelica Nyqvist. I can't say her name, I apologise. Angie, as she is more formally known. Not formally, but Angie as she is known by me, because I don't know how to say her name. So you get 5 lip products, and then you get 2 eyeshadow palettes. I just bought the whole thing. Not that I probably don't need it, I definitely don't need it, but I love Halloween and autumn is my favourite time of year. I don't ever buy any of the Christmas collections because I find it a little bit too, I don't know, it's just not my vibe. But definitely dark, moody, mysterious, witchy, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely love it. So I just bought the full collection. I did resist a few other collections that have came out, but I do have 2 more Halloween collections on the way. But I don't regret anything. So first of all, let's just talk about the artwork. So Hela is she's a Norse god. Is she a Norse god? Hey, what is she off? Let me Google. Hela, Asgardian goddess of death who serves as the ruler of Hell and Niflheim. So it is Kate Blanchett's character in Thor Ragnarok. But this is what the collection looks like. So this is the artwork. Just so beautiful. So it's like, this is Angie, but she's been drawn as Hela. So it comes in that lovely little box. There was all of these gimmicky things you would get if you got the full collection, which I was not interested in. There was like a little fluffy cloud. There was a fluffy, I did not get it. There was a scarf. I didn't get it. Weird. So I only bought the lip products and the eyeshadow palettes. So this is what the boxes that the lip products come in. Really beautiful. It's nice and matte. And then I've got holographic writing on there. So I'm just going to swatch all of these on my hand. Now you get, so there's 3 different formulas. So there's 2 shine, and then there's 1 glow, and then there's 2 mattes. So I'm just going to take these out of their boxes, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a swatch. I'll do the 2 shines and glow first, and then we'll do the 2 mattes, because their formula very much reminds me of something, and I've got comparable, I don't know how you say that. I would never say comparable. I've got comparable products that will be that would be similar to what these are. Just checking to see if this is still recording. Yes, it is. Thank Christ. Okay, let's open these quickly. Ding ding ding. Alright, so the 2 shine ones. Quicksand is the first one, so I'm just going to swatch these on my hand here. So this one is, it's like a butterscotch colour. It's very nice. That is definitely my kind of colour when it comes to a lip. So I don't really know if this is the correct way to describe this, but I've got quite a cool tone in my lip, which I don't like. I think it washes us out. So I try to stay away from cool tones and I go for more warm tones. So that quicksand is definitely something I'm interested in. The second one is spectral. Yeah. And it looks like this. So it is a little bit cooler, but it's still leaning warm. So that's like it looks to me like a mauvey brown. And then this is the Glow, which is radioactive, and I believe it's just a gloss with kind of like some, like a goldy undertone. So yeah, you can see that. So there's not much, it's just quite sheer, that there's not much pigment in that one. So those are the glosses. I'm just going to wipe these off, and I've just got it everywhere. Put the towel on my knee because I'm going to need it later. And then I'm going to swatch the mattes. So this one is Swamp Fog. So that's that colour. So again, that warm browny, kind of a mustard as well through it, which is very much my jam. And then this one is Matte Shadow Creature, which, oh, this one's a bit chunky. This is like a, it's like a bricky red, but the formulas are very much like the Kaleidos lip glaze. So I've got two here that I think are similar to these colours, or similar to at least one. So this one is the Terror from the Nude collection. So I'm just going to swatch that alongside. So yeah, formulas are very similar. I would say the Oden's eyes are a little bit drier. These are a little bit more wet. And then this one is Golden Rosin. Ah, so this one, I don't think I've got another colour that's similar, but can you see how these two are quite similar to that one? I mean, they're not exactly the same, so I'm not mad, but that is the lips. I haven't decided which lips I'm going to use today. I'm just going to do an eye look first, and then we'll decide what lip we'll want to go with. I'm just going to stick these back in the box. Now there's two eyeshadow palettes as part of this collection. Alright, so the first palette is the Trick or Treat palette. And the swatches that Angie did for these, she actually did on her palm. She normally does them on her forearm. She did them on her palm and she held her hand alongside the palette. That was really effective. Really, really caught my eye. So this is what the first one looks like. I'm just going to get rid of this plastic. So it looks like that. Absolutely sensational, right? I mean, look at the greens. Obviously you've got your green and your orange for Halloween, and then you've got some of those darker jewel tones. The formulas, I've only, see from the looks of it, there's 3 formulas in here. So these ones are obviously like your more wet kind of shimmers, and then you've got your drier ones here, and then you've got your mattes. Really, really love the colour story on that. That's right up my street. Second palette is the Little Ghost palette. Now I didn't think I was going to be that fussed about this one, but again, I've seen the colour story swatched on Angie's palm and it looked really effective. So this is the purples, blues and oranges with that pop of yellow. Yes, I'm very much like it. Looking at it in real life, very interesting. There's a shade here called Boo, which is pink sparkly, but then it's got like a blue purpley lilac undertone in it. It's beautiful. I was going to do some swatches, but I'll probably just do them for Instagram. I'm just going to get stuck into doing some makeup today. Alright, I need to decide what palette to use. Or do I use a mixture of both? Let's have a look. I mean, immediately I want to jump into the Trick or Treat palette because that is more the colour story that I love to go for. I love green, it's my favourite colour. But I'm torn, I'm going to be honest. I'm really torn. I'm going to go Trick or Treat. The Little Ghost palette can be for us another time. Now, Angie has got her own brush collection. She She is the founder and I don't know what you call it. She's the owner of Singe Beauty. So these brushes, I've got 2 sets of these now. Have I spoken about these on this channel before? Possibly. I'm going to link everything down below if in case you want to have a look. But these brushes are, in my opinion, are amazing. I normally only use Real Techniques brushes or Spectrum brushes. Really like these. These are the KJH Academy ones, and I've got the Sculpt ones plus a few like random ones from different collections. And that's normally the only ones I want to use, but I really love these brushes for eyeshadows, especially obviously this is what they were made for. I am going to dig in and decide on a colour story. So green is immediately my knee-jerk reaction. I immediately want to do a green look, but I'm thinking about mixing it up a little bit and doing something with the reds and the orange and the yellows. So what I've decided is I'm going to do this in the outer third. I'm going to darken it with this, then I'm going to do this in the front of the eye, and then I'm going to pick one of these shimmers, maybe both of them, to go over the top. However, this looks really beautiful. No, I'm sticking with what I said. Oh, maybe I will. We'll see how we'll go. So I've used Oden's eye before. I have got the Stone and Rock and the Jewels and Gems palette, which I've yet to use. But I've used the Stone and Rock palette a couple of times. I find that when I'm using an Oden's eye palette, I'm not blown away by it as I'm using it. But the look at the end that comes together, I'm always like, wow, I've created something quite special here. So I'm just gonna dip into the red, which is in, the shade name is Candy Apple. And I'm gonna just make sure I don't have any creasing of eyeshadow primer. I used the Milk makeup eyeshadow primer and I put it on quite a while ago to let it dry down. The last time I used it, I absolutely was vowing that I would never use it again and I was going to chuck it in the bin because it just made my eyes sticky, but I think it was because I did it too close to my lash line. So I've got that Candy Apple on this brush, which is the E03, and I am just going to pop that here. In fact, what I am going to do is I'm going to pin my hair back because I touch it about 1,000,000 times when I do these videos and it winds us up when I watch it back to edit. I got my hair done this morning. It's slightly different colour. It's slightly darker, but I'm loving it. The thing is though, we are going into spring, summer now in the southern hemisphere. So obviously this is very autumn colour, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to be a witch all year round. So as part of me buying from the Halloween collections, I've actually got a new era coming, which I'm really happy about. I want rid of this one. I got it from, she is a creator. I found her on Facebook quite a while ago, but she holds different values to me. So I've unfollowed her and I just don't want to have this mirror anymore. So I've ordered the Scream, the Ghost Face mirror from Glamlight. Can't wait to get it, I'm so excited. And then I've ordered the full melt Halloween Town collection, which is Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favourite movies ever. I mean, I'm pretty sure anybody who's around my age, that would have been one of their favourite movies ever, especially if they love Christmas and Halloween. So I've ordered that full collection, which comes with a mirror as well, so I'm going to chuck this one in the bin, and then I've got those two, and I can't wait for them to come. So this is a true red, I would say. True red, yeah. It's pretty good. Translates well on the eyelid. So far so good with this primer as well. The problems I've had with it previously were patchiness with the eyeshadows, but I don't seem to be experiencing any of that today. So I'm hoping that I've finally sussed it, because it was so close to going in the bin. So close. I'm going to take the smaller brush, which is this a smaller one? Yeah. which is the EO2, and I'm going to take the shade Goblin, which is the darker one in the top corner. It's not black, it's like a very dark brown. And I'm just going to darken the corner up with that. Yeah, I think I'll watch a horror movie tonight. Get involved in some Halloween spirit. I wish we celebrated it more in Australia. I did drive past a house on the way back from the hairdressers, the one they had bats up at their front door, and it looked so cool. They had like, they must have been on like tiny little wires, you couldn't tell, so it just looked like a flurry of bats at their front door. I loved it, I absolutely loved it. So I'm having a little bit of difficulty laying the dark on top of the red. So I'm thinking probably should have put that down first and then blended the red out. It's not terrible, it's just not what I like to do. And I'm going to take a clean, semi-clean brush and just buff around here to soften that edge a little bit. This is just a made by Mitchell brush. I'm sure it has a number. Was that an E or a C? MC4, ME4, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave the under the lower lash line free product for the minute. I am just taking what I used from the concealer brush and running it underneath because there has been some fallout. Okay, I'm going to take the EO5 and I'm going to take the shade Jack-O-Lantern, which is the orange, obviously. Very apt name, tap off the excess, and I'm going to run that through here. Yeah, I'm going to go quite close to the brow. There's a lot of kick up in these pans. I mean, I don't mind it, but you just have to be careful. Obviously you don't want it bleeding into lighter shadows. The pigment's definitely there with that orange. Alright, that's looking very Halloween-y. I'm just going to take that clean brush again and then just buff the harsh edge away from that orange. So it looks like it flows across the top to meet that red. I'm going to take the EO4 and then there is a shade called Howl, which is like a mustardy colour. I'm just going to run that through the middle to join those two up. A little scratch on my eyebrow. I don't know where that's came from. Keep putting the mirror in front of my face, aren't I? I'm just kind of tapping that back and forward just to meld them two shades together. So I'm just going to buff off the EO2, which had that darker shade on. So give it a good buff. And then I'm going to use Wicked, which is an off-white colour. And I'm going to use that in the inner corner here. Yeah, they're very... Can you see that? So you get a lot of kick up. Which I don't mind, as long as, you know, the pigment's there and it's not just flying away to nothing. I'm just highlighting that inner corner with Wicked. Yeah, I'm liking this so far. Alright, so we're going to put some shimmers on now. So we've got these two here. So there's Full Moon, which I believe is like a yellow to green shift. It's more like a sunny yellow, and then you've got one that's obviously white, a white base, so that goes from a very pale yellow. Maybe it doesn't change any, maybe it doesn't have any sort of thing in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Full Moon, it's called, on the EO1, and then I'm going to spray it with some setting spray. I don't want any fallout from this. And then I'm going to press that into the middle of the lid where I haven't put anything. Oh, you see that? That is lush. So, so lovely. I'm just going to take it all the way up to here, but not pulling too much into the dark. And not going into the inner corner. Wow. That is so pretty. So pretty. And just that EO5. No, the EO2, sorry. No, EO5, yeah, right. That had the orange on. I'm just going to buff the orange out. I am just going to buff this edge here so the shimmer kind of isn't like a wall against the orange. They kind of meld together. And then I'm just going to pull it so it goes up into that aqua colour and then along the brow. Now I'm just going to pull it a little bit down there. Like that. It's so interesting because it's got little flakes of glitter. Glitter, I don't know if that's the right word. But then it's got like chunkier bits, which I like. There we go. Then, on the other side of the brush, of the EO5, I'm going to jump into Trick or Treat, which is this gorgeous, I'll show you, this colour here. So it's like a wine colour, but you can see it's got little purple flecks in, and it's really, really beautiful. Like little lilac. Again, I'm going to just load the brush up, spray it. And then I'm going to put that here in the outer third, but not all the way to the dark corner. Ooh. I really like that too. And that's just kind of marrying the contrast from the yellow against the dark, and it kind of just gives it that. It's flowing into it. And that is beautiful. Very beautiful. I always forget that this camera will only record for half an hour at a time, so it's just gone off. You've just had a break. You haven't even been aware of it. So I'm just putting that colour on the other eye now. And then I just flipped the brush over where it had the yellow glitter and then just going over the top. So it's got like a nice seamless blend. Right, so I'm actually going to use more colours than I said. So I've used so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colours. Sorry if that's blinding you. I'm going to go into these two here. Am I? Yeah, I am. These two in the bottom corner. So I'm going to take some, it's called Cauldron, which is that matte green. And I'm going to take that on the EO5. I've brushed off all of the glitter, or as much as I can. I'm just going to run that along the bottom lash line. There's been some fallout already, but I don't think it's going to matter because I am going to put some shimmer on the bottom anyway. I'm just kind of doing 2/3 of that lower lash line with Cauldron. Again, tapping it off so you're not flicking shadow up into your eyeball like I just have. Wow. And I'm just going to dust that brush off again, and then I'm just going to jump into that lighter colour again, just a tiny bit, and I'm just going to buff the bottom to kind of soften that edge a bit, because there isn't really a colour you could use to soften that. That's a greeny colour. Like that. Tell you what I am going to do, I'm going to jump back in with the EO2 into that Goblin, which is the darkest colour in the palette, and just go back in this corner. And then just add that dark back there to meet the darker green on the bottom. And then I'm going to jump back into, and then I'm going to jump back into Candy Apple on that first big brush I used, and then just wiggle it here to get some of that red back. So yeah, that dark colour really doesn't want to play with the red. It darkens it, just not as pigmented as what it is in the pan. Then I'm going to take the brush that's had the least action, which is the EO4, and I'm going to take this colour, which is the shimmery green, and it's called Crypt Keeper. I'm just going to load the brush up with that, kind of do it on the edges. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's like magic on the brush. It's gorgeous. Okay, and then I'm going to do this in the front part of the eye. Oh, it's fall out and I've got it in the eyeball. So pat, tap, don't drag. So I think that's me done for eyeshadows. I mean, there's definitely no more space there that I could utilise. So I'm going to throw on some mascara, I'm going to put some lashes on, and I'll be back and we'll pick a lip. Alright, we're back. Just notice I've got a little devil horn. It'd be good if I could get another one on the other side. Where one? Focus, Ashley, focus. Okay, so I applied some lashes and I put this Urban Decay liner. This is the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Mildew in the waterline. The lashes are the Vive Half Lash, and I don't know what it is. Are my eyes just a million times smaller than everybody else's? Because that half lash was like a full lash for me. I've had to cut 3 bits off the end and I still feel like they're ginormous. And I'm fairly sure these are supposed to be natural. What is fucking natural about that? I mean, don't get us wrong, they're beautiful, but they're definitely not natural, are they? I'm going to go with Shine Quicksand. So I'm going to go for a glossy lip, which is probably going to be a mistake. I probably should have gone for a matte lip, considering I'm very shiny on the eyes. I also just added a little bit more of that, what was it called? You know, Memento. Wicked, the lighter colour. Added a little bit more of that in the inner corners, and then just added a little bit more of that mustard and just a little bit red. So I just did a little bit of tweaking off camera. So I'm just going to use this to line my lips. This is the Lip Cheat by Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. This is, well, Charlotte Tilbury, if I've not said it before, I'll say it now. Charlotte Tilbury are my favourite for lip liners. It's got that waxy sort of feel. It tugs slightly, but not uncomfortably, but it lasts because it's got that waxy feel. And Iconic Nude is just my perfect shade. Your lips are dry, so it's probably a good thing actually that I'm using a gloss. I didn't put any lip gloss on this morning. I'm going to slightly overline the Cupid's bow. Now I would just like to turn the pencil on its side and run it along the bottom lip to kind of do an ombre effect. Now, I just think that's a perfect shade for me. Hope they never stop making it. Alright, so Quicksand in the Shine formula. Oh, so lovely. It's like, yeah, butterscotch, isn't it? What do they smell like? It's like a fruity kind of smell. And my lips are really dry. Ah, so you can kind of build these up. It's so windy out, can you hear? I don't know whether you will be able to hear. But it is really windy outside. And it's cool. I'm not complaining because it is coming up to Halloween. However, I know for a fact by the time it hits Halloween, it'll be warm again. I'm going to take these out. And this is the final look. I like it. It's very Halloweeny. It's exactly what I was going for, dude. I've got hair on my face. Ah! Mom! Where is it? I can't see it. But it's there, I can feel it, I know it's there. Gotta just run this along. See if I can get it. I don't know whether I did. It's not irritating us anymore though. Okay, so review of the collection. Love the colour story. There. Oh, I've got it. Sorry, I was panicking. Love the colour story. The kick up doesn't doesn't bother us, but it does ruin the embossing pretty much straight away. How many shadows did we use? Did I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 9 out of 16, not bad. I mean, obviously I wouldn't go to the shops looking like this, you know, but I like it. I love a little bit of drama on the eyes. There is fallout, but I think it's bound to happen when you've got glitter formulas like this. Glitter formulas, shimmer formulas. She'd probably kill us if she heard us saying glitter, because I know that she doesn't like a pressed glitter, so she wouldn't put one in a palette. The lip oils, well, the shine, slightly sticky, but not to the point where I don't like it. As you've seen just before, a hair did get stuck in it, but I mean, it's not really gonna be realistic to think that your hair wouldn't stick to a glossy formula. I do like it. I'm not too sure whether I needed the two mattes because they are similar to the lip clays by Kaleidos. However, I do love that formula. And because obviously one of them is slightly similar, I probably could have gotten away without that one, but I don't obviously have one that's as warm and dark as the other one, so I'm quite happy about that. So all in all, I'm really happy. I am actually really happy that I got it. There's no, I don't have any buyer's remorse. I'm excited to use the palette a little bit more, especially to get into this green. However, there is one similar in the Stone and Rock palette, but that one goes from like a lime green to like a teal. It's got a bit of a shift on it, so I actually quite like that, whereas the other one I just think is just a shimmer, like an emerald green shimmer. But yeah, beautiful, very pretty. I like it a lot. Have you picked this collection up? Are you thinking about picking this collection up? I am going to do a look with the little rose palette, but I'm not doing it on YouTube. I'm going to do it on Instagram. So you'll have to come over to Instagram to see what I create with it. That is handle at Smoked Eyes and Loud Lips, same as this. Let me know your thoughts on this collection. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd love to see you again, so think about hitting that subscribe button. Other than that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.